Welcome to the Four Listeners Program. Welcome aboard, everybody. Thanks for checking us out this week. What up, everybody? I'm Spear. On the mics with me this week is the Z-Man. What is up, Z?
Holiday Road, oh, 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 oh. Holiday Road, oh, 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 oh.
Okay. All right. On the other mic is the mighty Ganthor. What is up, Ganthor?
I'm with you, man.
Yeah.
Stuff's like kryptonite to me. Don't feel so mighty right now.
Oh, man.
I found your kryptonite, man. That's fucking
That's
sweet.
it. Yep. That's a good job. Hey, listen, I got some news.
What?
I have retired the Tivas.
Retired how?
I bought sandals. Honest to God, sandals. Yes.
What motivated you to retire your Tivas?
I'm tired of fucking hearing it from the both of you.
I haven't given you
that is not the
bull
answer.
crap. Yeah, you're such a liar.
On that one.
No,
I'm guessing there's someone else.
There's
who may
not.
have
No.
seen you and said she called you out on it.
No.
Yep.
No.
You've been called out twice.
A female person has called you out on it.
No.
In person and just laughed in your face.
No.
That's my guess.
No, but although I'll tell you, when I went to go buy the shoes, when I went to go buy the sandals, I said to the sales guy, I said, where do you come down on Tivas? He goes, you should destroy them with fire. He says incendiary weapons work best.
So you believe this random asshole over us?
No, I went in with the express purpose of buying these goddamn things so that you guys would shut the fuck up about
You
it.
did not. You're such a liar. The last time we gave you crap about Tivas was months ago.
No.
No, it was pretty recent. It was fairly recent.
Feels like months ago.
All right. This week, something must be done about family vacations.
Family vacations.
Family vacations, E-Man.
As you may have noticed, I was not on the podcast last week.
You bet.
I was in Florida on a family vacation, but it wasn't my family vacation. It was Minion's family vacation. So it got me thinking, family vacations is just this weird thing. You go someplace where you may or may not want to go because that's what the family has decided. You're going with your family, so you're not choosing the people you want to go with. These are people that you are related to, and unfortunately you don't get a choice in who you're related to. And then there's three different versions of this. There's the, I'm a kid, and my parents are taking me on a family vacation. That's usually fun because it's usually geared towards you and your siblings and making sure you guys have a good time.
Sure. There's
the family vacation you go on as an adult of children that you guys have done several times where you guys are going to Disney or wherever.
Right.
And those are kind of fun, too, because you kind of relive your youth.
Yeah.
While trying to also appease your child. And then there's the family vacation that we went on in which we were the children of adults.
Ooh.
The adult children of older adults, I guess.
Oh, those are the worst.
Yeah, so that's the one I've never been on before. This is new for me. I've been on the other two. This is new for me. And again, it's weird because it's not my family, so you have another wrench in this, in that these are people that, this is only the second time I met most of them and first on some of them. Well, I guess in my scenario, it's kind of slightly different in all the other three, in that we're still kind of feeling each other out, both me and Minion and me and Minion's family. And so this is just a weird
kinky.
Yeah, right? So this is just a weird thing that in that, like if I just don't feel like getting up, everyone's like, what's wrong with Z-Man? Why is he still sleeping? I'm on vacation. I want to sleep.
That's right. That's what I do. I sleep.
Where's he at? He's like, I'm pooping. I want to take a 30-minute shit, and that's just what I do. But you got to explain that to everybody, or come up with another excuse. So it was weird. I don't know. Have you guys done one or more of these three varieties, or the fourth one? I guess we could call it the fourth one of the family vacation as an adult with the family of your significant other.
So that's where I was before the divorce. I got trapped in Ocean City, Maryland, with the in-laws, and it was it was brutal. I don't even have to hide about it anymore. It fucking sucked, dude.
So what's the suckiness?
Oh man, I mean the worst part is like because I always had to defer, right? Because I was not a part of, right? So whatever they wanted to do, I was just basically along for the ride.
Right. You really can't contend any of the decisions.
Right. And that's tough for me. Right.
Right.
So like there was the point where we went out on a boat into the bay in Ocean City, Maryland, and before we went out, the guy who rented us the boat said, stay away from these sandbars, and here's the way the sandbars, are. Here's where they are on the map. And my father-in-law was like, yeah, whatever. And we're trying to tell him, stay in between the buoys so that you don't end up on the sandbars. Yeah. No, the sandbars are way over there. They're way over there. And then sure enough, ka-tunk,
you hit one.
And now we're stuck up on the sandbar. And it's just trying to get off the sandbar. I'm like, oh, my God. So now I have to get up out of the boat and fucking push the boat off the sandbar, right? And then we get it off the sandbar. And then somewhere down the road, not down the road, somewhere like we went to the other side of the bay, and there were all these crab traps. And we're like, stay away from the crab traps. Stay away from the crab traps. Sure enough, and then next thing you know, there's now a metal crab trap that is now wrapped around the propeller.
Oh, man, your in-laws suck.
Oh.
He's not a good driver at all.
He was an excellent driver, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the best part was the guy comes out, because we still had cell phone service. The guy comes out to try to get us loose from the crab trap, and he's trying to cut it loose with wire cutters. In the meantime, there's crabs in the crab trap, and they're pinching him. He's trying to cut the goddamn thing loose. I mean, it was so fucking surreal, the whole thing, It was hilarious. The whole goddamn thing was hilarious. I have pictures. I have a picture of the crab trap wrapped around the propeller. It's awesome.
That is amazing. Yeah. What are your thoughts on the other versions of this? Do you have good memories or poor memories of a family vacation as a child?
I've done it a couple times, and it's been terrible every single time.
As an adult or as a child?
Yeah, as an adult.
With the in-laws or with your with
Yeah, the in-laws. I mean, I've done everything.
Yeah.
My family, her family, other family. It's all miserable.
It's always bad.
Yeah, always bad. Not that there's no good.
I mean, but isn't that the running theme? Like, I can't think of any family vacation I've ever been on that didn't go sideways at some point or another.
Well, it's bound to happen, especially with adults. I don't feel like doing this. And then mom gets bent out of show. My family's falling apart. Why can't everybody just get along?
Is that
everybody's miserable,
Is that what Mama Ganthor sounds like?
Probably.
No, that I cannot do. I'm with you guys. Like on vacation now. That's how. Like I went last year with my son to Disney, and I went with my parents. And my mom turns around. She goes, "Well, what are the plans?" And I'm like, "I have no plans." And it was like, does not compute. Like she couldn't figure it out.
What's to get? That's a vacation. I do stuff every single day.
Right.
I want to shut my brain off.
Right.
Even if you're on a vacation without in-laws or parents or anything, if it's with your wife or girlfriend or whatever, I don't want to use my brain to decide where we're going to eat or what you want to do today. I don't care. You make every decision because I'm not turning on my brain. I don't want to have any sort of plans or responsibilities. I'll get in the car. I'll get dressed and showered. I'll look presentable, but I'm not making any decisions.
And that's even a lot for me, that, the dressed, showered, look presentable bit. That's a lot. Yeah. That's effort. I'm putting in a little extra
here. You're taking a step there by getting rid of the TiVos.
That's right.
So I can't imagine what these sandals are that you bought.
I'm gonna get a picture. I'm gonna post them up on Facebook.
Oh, please do. I can't wait to see that.
See Spears' feet.
I'm gonna get my toes manicured first. I was gonna
say, how gnarly are your toes?
They're fine, you fucknut. Fine.
Well, that's a little aggressive and uncalled for.
Oh my goodness. The only problem I have with the family vacation is the long time in the car. Like, I don't mind flying to places, right?
I got issues on the flying too, but go with the car. What
the car thing, like I went on a family vacation. This was the one and only time we did this because I think my parents learned a lesson. We drove to Florida
from the Pennsylvania area?
From New York.
Which was that like a full day, right?
It was several days, right?
Several days
because we stopped. We stopped in different places. We stopped in Williamsburg, the historic Williamsburg. We have Busch Gardens.
Yeah. That's a great place.
We stopped again, I think, in South Carolina. And that was the thing. Like, there were places where you stopped where there were these tourist traps. Like, there was this place south of the border.
Yeah.
Right on the border of South Carolina and North Carolina.
It's got like 300 different places you can buy fireworks.
Yeah, that was the thing. It was like the biggest fireworks store I'd ever seen, and have never seen anything like it since.
Yeah, I've been there.
And then we drove even further to like the Okefenokee Swamp.
Oh, that's fun.
And this was all before we finally got down to Disney World. Like by the time I got to Disney, I was so sick and tired of like doing stuff.
Right.
And then I had to get on my mom's itinerary, and I'm like, oh my God.
It's especially tough because her itinerary is always booked with activities.
Wow.
She made night calls into the people in the south of the border region.
This is a family story. It's a G-rated story. Okay.
I don't know how your parents made their money.
How do they afford all this travel to begin with?
I don't know. So I know I got a brother. Spears got a sister. Corey, you got some siblings?
Yeah, I got brothers.
Many?
3.
Holy shit! So you had a car full.
Yeah, it was terrible.
That's a lot.
We drove from Delaware to Disney World
with 4 boys in the back.
Oh my God!
And an aunt.
And an aunt.
Oh shit!
Did you have the dog tied to the bumper too?
We didn't have a dog as children.
Did you have the luggage carrier strapped to the roof of the car?
I think we must have.
Yeah, because that's what we had. Because that was the only way any of us were fitting in the cars. We had the luggage carrier strapped to the top of the car.
It was a miserable experience.
How much did you fight with your brothers in that car?
Dude, all the time.
How badly did you get beat up?
I never got beat up, dude. I was the biggest.
So was there any beating of your siblings going on?
All the time, dude. You think Saddam Hussein and Stalin and Hitler were bad? They had nothing on me as a kid.
There you go, folks.
Despot.
Ganthor just equated himself to Stalin and Hitler.
And Saddam Hussein. He was the despot of the back seat.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
That's pretty awesome.
Good job, Ganthor.
No, I was an asshole.
But, I mean, how the hell could you fight in the back seat from, like... I mean, that's a long trip to be a despot.
Yeah, I mean, my parents kind of asked for it. I mean, it wasn't just in the car. I'm talking everywhere. House, neighbors' houses, relatives' houses, cars, stores, everywhere.
How the hell did you survive? Like, I mean...
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't sock party me or murder me. They probably weren't smart enough to gang up and realize, if the 3 of us combine...
They didn't realize there was strength in numbers?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
They didn't watch Voltron like I did.
At any point during any of these family vacations of yours, have you ever had like one of these like horrible, miserable experiences that you still joke about like many, many years later?
Like, remember that time we left the dog tied to the bumper?
Yeah, like that kind of thing. So for me, we were in my family and I were in Arizona, and we were going to drive out to the Tonto National Bridge, and we drove for hours. My sister had to pee. She nearly peed her pants because there's no like rest stops anywhere on these long roads, these long desert roads. So it's like we had to pull over to the side of the road. She's screaming in the back of the car that she's got to pee. We had to pull over to the side of the road. She had to go back behind a cactus. It was fucking crazy. And then when we drove for hours, my father's yelling, my mother's upset, my sister's fucking mad, I'm mad. We're all whatever. And we finally get to the Tonto National Bridge after hours in the car and all of this. And what?
It's closed?
It's closed.
Wally World.
It's closed. And at that point you had no other response but to just crack up laughing. There's just no other response. We still talk about that story, the Tonto National Bridge, and it being closed to this day.
The fuck is a Tonto National? I still don't understand what it is.
It was just a rock. It was a rock formation that acted as a bridge over a canyon. That was it.
Sounds like a real thriller.
At least I think that's what it was, because I didn't actually get a chance to see it.
Right.
You guys got a story like that?
We did a road trip for the swim team when I was in college down to Florida from Pennsylvania, and I remember we were playing kind of like a Chubby Bunny game, except I don't think anyone else was competing. It was just kind of me, just challenging myself. You don't never play Chubby Bunny?
No.
Chubby Bunny is when you take a marshmallow and you stick it in your mouth and you have to say Chubby Bunny, and then you put another marshmallow in your mouth. You got to say Chubby Bunny until at some point you're not going to be able to say Chubby Bunny.
Yep.
Oh.
And the goal is to see how many can you get in your mouth. So I did it with gumballs. Like the little like rainbow round marble looking things.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we were playing this game, and I think I just bought the gumballs, and I think I just started doing it. I just want to see how many I can get in my mouth. I don't think there was anyone else in it. But the neat thing about gumballs is they're made of sugar, as you probably have tried, and they're also rainbow colored.
Yep.
And at some point, when you can no longer close your mouth, you can no longer swallow. And when you can no longer swallow, it doesn't mean you're not producing saliva. So you're still producing saliva, and now it's mixing in with the rainbow of colors, and you can't close your mouth. And you hypersalivate, and literally a river of rainbow saliva pours from your mouth all over the back of this van.
Oh, no.
And now everyone's laughing, and I got a mouthful of gumballs that I don't want to swallow and choke on.
But they're gumballs. Shouldn't you have just started chewing on them?
Well, that's the whole idea. You can't chew on them. So with Chubby Bunny and any of these other games, you can't chew on them. You're literally just trying to see how many of these objects can you stick in your mouth.
Right, but at this point, the game's over, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
but at this point, my mouth is now
like a madman.
At this point, my mouth is now lockjaw because I've jammed so many gumballs in there. I've got no strength. You can't chew on them. So now you got to spit them out all over the place and just...
Oh, my God.
Sticky mess.
You went one gumball too far.
I went one gumball too far.
Oh, shit.
But that was fun. That's what we do. That's what we crazy kids do for fun.
Is that it?
Yeah.
So the one other fun family story I have is I was in a fraternity in college. Z and I were both in the same fraternity.
We were,
and we had a German chant. I think is probably the best way to describe it. Right, whenever we went to go chug a beer.
Yeah.
And it was basically "Im Jugendstadt in Opera House 1, 2, 3, Super."
Yeah.
And then you just slammed a beer back. And to this day, every time I hear that, I want to drink a beer. And my mother hated the idea that I was in a fraternity in college. Hated it. And this was the summer of my freshman year, and we went to Disney World. This was like the last family vacation we took together. And we're walking through the pavilion of Epcot, the World Showcase.
Yep.
And we walked past the German pavilion. And as we're walking along, I hear this Oompa band start playing a song behind me. And I hear, Im Jugendstadt in Opera House. I'm like, oh, it's the fucking song. I'm like, are you shitting me? And that was the goddamn chorus. So every time they sang the chorus, I started singing along. And my mother turns around. She's incredulous. She goes, when did you learn German? And I'm like, in the fraternity, Ma. The other interesting thing about family vacations is the expense, right? I mean,
for the parent or for
the parent. Last year, I looked at Disney World and I looked at how much it was going to cost for all this, and I figured I needed to take out like a small loan because it's not just the trip, the fare for the trip, the airfare, the hotel, the what have you, right? It's all the other stuff, the souvenirs, the food, the one thing I ended up spending money on was because my son's not a big fan of roller coasters.
All right.
So I had taken him to Hollywood Studios, which used to be called the MGM Studios theme park at Disney World, and they have the rock and roller coaster, the Aerosmith rock and roller coaster, and I figured this was going to be great, right? Because this was going to be
great.
This is going to be it's got rock and roll, and my son's a big fan of music and rock and roll. And it would be, a really cool thing because I knew they had like Aerosmith memorabilia and stuff in there. And we'd go on this roller coaster, and it would be fast, and there would be music playing in his ears, and it would be great. And the whole time he's terrified. He's like, "Oh, Dad, it's going to be inside and in the dark. I don't know how I'm going to feel. I'm a little scared." And even the people like around him, they're all like, "Oh, this is the best ride. This is the third time we've been on it." So he's getting all pumped to go on it. I hadn't been on this ride in a long time, and I neglected to remember that this wasn't just an indoor roller coaster. It was an indoor looping roller coaster. And my son gets on this roller coaster, and as soon as it goes into the first loop, he starts screaming, "Why did you tell me this was a looping roller coaster?" And I'm like, oh my God, I'm a horrible father. He's screaming and crying through the whole thing, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm a terrible, awful father. I get off the ride. He's a mess. He can't even stand up straight. I had to buy so much stuff in the gift shop because every ride leads out into a gift shop now.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I bought so much stuff in that gift shop. I was like, "Here, have one of these." And, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Here, have one of these too." "Oh, is this gonna make you feel better? Here, have one of these." I'm like,
that happened with my daughter in Space Mountain.
Oh yeah,
I made her ride it, and she really didn't want to ride it again. She didn't talk to me for a good couple hours.
Yeah, that's the only way I got. That's the only way I got my son to talk to me again.
Bribery.
Yep.
Not to call, I don't mean to call any of your kids wusses, but like that is another factor you got to worry about is like, when you're going on these trips with siblings or family members, you got to worry about, what's the lowest common denominator here as far as who will do shit.
Yeah. And some people are going to get left out.
But so when I was a kid, we were all at Disney World at that same trip. I really, really hated loud noises because my ears were super sensitive or whatever. And everybody wanted to go on Pirates of the Caribbean, and I didn't want to go. So my parents left me outside by myself while everybody else went on Pirates of the Caribbean.
What? Your parents left you outside?
At Disney World, outside the ride on a bench.
Yeah, alone?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know, right?
Did your parents want you to be on that bench when they came back out?
I wonder that to this day.
This is the way to get somebody to steal you.
Yeah.
It's like, listen, we got too many kids. Let's just leave this one out here.
Let's leave the asshole despot.
That's right. He's been such a pain in the balls anyway.
Yeah.
Let him be.
Yeah, they're probably like, this is fine. No one steals ginger babies.
Could be. I wasn't ginger then. I was platinum blonde.
He admits it. Wait, did he admit it?
Yeah, he did.
I think that was
he
an
did.
admission.
Ginger.
No,
I got
I
it.
said I wasn't ginger then.
That means you're a ginger now.
Well, that doesn't imply that. I was platinum blonde, or however you want to call it when a dude is.
Whatever. You keep trying to walk that one back. Z and I both got you.
I know I'm not. I'm not ginger. You idiots.
You heard it here.
Doofuses.
So what do we learn? What do we learn about family vacations, Z-Man?
You can pick your friends, you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your family.
Certainly not to go on a vacation with. Ganthor, where did you learn?
Just don't do it.
Just don't do it.
Don't do it? Like, you're not going to take your kids on vacation?
Oh, it's different if you're the adult.
You get to make all decisions.
Yeah, don't do it as a kid.
All right, so there's the rule. If you're the oldest person there, then it's cool.
All right. There you go. What did I learn? I learned that Ganthor admitted that he's a ginger.
Yeah. Gingified.
You admitted it, sir.
You kiss my ass.
Yes, I can. Hey, so listen.
Your ginger hole hairy ass.
That's right. So listen, as we wrap up this is our 249th episode.
What?
Yes. As we wrap this show up, this is 249. Next time we do this, it will be our 250th show, which I find remarkable and kind of insane.
Ridiculous.
Yes.
Is that like more episodes than Seinfeld?
we should get syndication at this point.
Right.
We should get syndication. We could show up on like the WB or what is it called now? The CW. We'll be there all the time in reruns.
Marathon.
Right after Friends. So check us out. The next show we put out will be our 250th show. We have no idea what we're doing yet, but hopefully we'll do something fun. So definitely check us out. Wow. And you can check out this show and all the rest of our stuff on the Facebook page, facebook.com/4listeners or 4listeners.com. You can also check out the show on Stitcher Radio, on iTunes, and on Google Play. Just search for 4Listeners, and we'll pop right on up. And you can give us a tweet on the Twitters at 4Listeners.
Also, make sure to like us on Facebook so you can see the crazy videos I've been posting.
Yeah. Z's been posting videos now of him like doing dolphin backflips in like a kiddie pool and trying to swallow oysters.
Hilarity.
Yeah, definitely check out the one with him trying to swallow the oyster. It's like you're watching a Survivor video. It's hard to watch. It's really, really hard to watch.
My stomach hurt for seriously 6 hours.
Yeah, my eyes hurt after watching it for 6 hours. So we thank you for checking us out this week, and we hope that you will check us out next week for our 250th episode. Thanks a bunch, everybody.
I'm just going to keep wanting. Sorry.
Go ahead.
What?
You guys are idiots.
Yes, we are. Yes. What about what song were they singing in the car during the movie Vacation?
The original Vacation, I assume you're talking about.
Yeah, because they were all in the car and they were singing a song.
Holiday Road?
Holiday Road.
Yeah, that's a good one. We should do that.
That one.
Yep, let's do it. That is a good vacation song. All right, let me quickly listen to it and get in tune.
Oh, yeah, like that's going to help.